Hello everybody, welcome to class. In this session, we are going to discuss about ballast. Ballast. It is a component of railway track or permanent way. This is one of the major component of railway track or permanent way. We know that there are three major components in railway track. They are rail, sleeper, and ballast. In previous session, we have been discussed about rails and sleeper, and in this session, we are going to discuss about ballast. And we know that ballast it is nothing but a layer of coarse aggregate which have been provided in railway track. It is called as ballast. Generally, the ballast can be defined as it is a layer of broken stones or gravel or any other such gritty material laid and packed below and around the sleepers in a railway track. So this is the like this we can define ballast. It means ballast can be defined as a layer of broken stones, gravel or any other such gritty material laid and packed below and around the sleepers. So, like that we can define ballast. And the material used as a ballast should provide a strong elastic medium between sleepers and the ground. Understand now? So the material which is used as a ballast should provide a strong elastic medium between sleepers and ground or earth. Okay, now, so this is the main role of ballast in railway track or permanent way. Understand? So what is the main role of ballast? It should provide a strong elastic medium between sleepers and earth in a railway track. And one more thing, the major role of a ballast in railway track is that it means it will transfer the loads from sleepers to the earth through a larger area. What is the role of ballast in railway track? Transfers load from sleepers to ground or earth over a large area. So that is the main role of ballast. And the ballast also, it is a requirement of ballast that it should provide a strong elastic medium between sleepers and earth in a railway track. Understand now? And based upon the materials which are using as a ballast, the ballast have been classified into different types. In ballast there are we can use different types of materials as ballast. Based upon the material, the ballast have been classified. The first one is broken stones, gravel, sand, muram, cinder, also ash, broken bricks, conquer and ballast earth. So these are all the different types of materials which can be used as a ballast. So based upon the materials, the ballast have been classified into different types. If you use broken stones as a ballast, so we can call that ballast as a broken stone ballast. And if we use gravel as a ballast, we can call that ballast as a gravel ballast. And if we use sand as a ballast, so then we can call that ballast as a sand ballast. So like this, if you use conquer, so then we can call it as a conquer ballast. Understand now? So like that, if you use broken bricks as a ballast, we can call it as a brick ballast. Understand now? And the last one is the ballast earth. ballast earth is nothing but whenever the earth in the natural earth or in the ground surface itself, if it contains enough bearing capacity and enough shear strength, and so then directly it can be used as a ballast, understand or no? So directly we can lay railway track by using sleepers and rails, understand or no? So like that we can use earth itself like ballast, understand or no? So like in rare cases we can use ballast, earth as a ballast. And one more thing, this is that sand, when we can use the sand as a ballast, the place wherever rainfall is nothing, it means throughout the year there will be no rainfalls, okay na? So in those areas we can use sand as a ballast. So mostly sand ballast will be used in deserts, understand or no? So this is about ballast, it means classification of ballast. So it means based upon the like keeping in views the availability, workability, durability and strength of the ballast, different materials have been used as a ballast, understand? So based upon those different materials the ballast have been classified like this, understand? And one more thing, what to say, that when we can say a ballast as a good ballast, understand? So when we can say a ballast as a good ballast, or when we can say ballast as a ideal ballast, whenever the ballast can provide a strong elastic medium between sleeper and the earth, then only we can call a ballast as a good ballast, understand? And whenever a ballast can transfer the entire load of train through a large area of earth without causing any damage to sleeper and also without causing any damage to earth, in that case that ballast can be called as a ideal ballast or good ballast, understand? So if a ballast has to be said as a good ballast or ideal ballast, so then that ballast should need some requirements, or that ballast should have certain properties, understand? So let me discuss about requirements of ideal ballast. So ideal ballast should possess the following characteristics. Let me say, it should resist crushing under dynamic loads. The first requirement of a ideal ballast is it should resist dynamic loads, understand? No? Understand? No? So whenever a ballast or whenever a sand and can undergo dynamic loads, that earth or that ballast can, or the material which have been used as a ballast can get crushed, understand? No? So it means it should not get crushed under dynamic loads. It means it should resist the dynamic loads. So this is the first requirement of a ballast which should be as an ideal ballast. And the depth of ballast should be able to distribute the entire load, understand? So the depth of ballast should able to distribute the entire load of the train, and also the entire stresses coming out from the sleepers and rails to be distributed over a large area, understand? So that thing will depend upon the depth of the ballast, understand? So the depth of the ballast we can choose based upon the material which is used as a ballast and based upon the different physical mechanical characteristics of the material, understand? So it should have a resistance against dynamic loads, first one, and its depth should be able to transfer the load to earth through a larger area, understand? And next one is it should be reasonably elastic. It should be reasonably elastic. So these are all the different requirements, and also it should be non-porous and it should not provide it should be non-porous, and it should provide sufficient drainage, and it should be elastic in nature, and it should not undergo any abrasion, weathering. It should not undergo and also it should be durable. Understand? So these are all the requirements of an ballast which should be called as a ideal ballast. Understand? And one more thing is that the ballast should hold the sleepers laterally and longitudinally under all conditions of traffic. Understand? And especially in curves. So this is the one of the most important property and requirement of a ballast, that yeah, we know that in if you take a railway track, in railway track the entire railway sleepers have been laid up on the ballast. Understand? And under all conditions of environment and under all conditions of traffic and all circumstances of the railway track and all sections of the railway track, it should bear and it should hold the sleepers in proper way. Understand? So that is the one of the most important requirement of a ballast. Understand? It should hold sleepers at any condition, at any cost. Understand? So this is when a ballast can have all these properties, so then we can call it as a ideal ballast. Understand? So what are the requirements again? I will say the ballast. It means if a ballast should be called as an ideal ballast, that ballast should resist. It means it should have some resistance against dynamic loads. It should be able to distribute the. It means understand now. Its depth should be able to distribute the dynamic loads and entire loads of the train to the larger area of the ground. It should not. It means it should not make the track dusty due to powder formation under dynamic wheel loads. It should be reasonably elastic. It should have resistance to abrasion and weathering. It should be non-porous to provide durability to the ballast. It should hold the sleepers laterally and longitudinally under all conditions of traffic, especially during curves. And it should be able to facilitate certain elastic medium in between sleepers and earth. Okay, now, so whenever a ballast having all these properties, then we can call that ballast as an ideal ballast. So next one is the functions or roles of a ballast in railway track. That is the most important one. Functions of ballast. What is the main function of ballast? The ballast should transfer the load to the ground through a larger area. That is the main function of a ballast. And one more thing, it is bearing the sleepers. It means it should bear the sleepers, and also it should provide a hard, strong and leveled bed for sleepers. So this is the first function of a ballast. And next one is it means the way of the position how we are providing ballast. Understand now? So then only we can align railway track properly. Understand now? It means the ballast should be like the alignment of track should not be changed or should not be altered. Understand? It means it should maintain the alignment as it is. So this is the one more function of the ballast. And the next one is it can provide elastic medium between sleepers on the ground. And next one is it should provide a proper drainage during rainy season, or also whenever trains are moving, such kind of liquid wastes can be disposed onto the ballast itself. Understand? So these are all the different functions of ballast. Understand? And the most major and primary important function of ballast is it should transfer the entire load of train, either moving load of the train to the ground, to the larger area of the ground. Understand? And in case of super elevation, the ballast will play a most important role. Like you can see, if in case of super elevation, the design and planning of ballast is somewhat critical. Understand? It means you can say, in case of super elevation, the ballast should be designed with some. It means you can say, if it is a super elevation, understand? At the outer ballast, for the outer rail, the ballast should give more than enough support for rails and sleepers. Understand or no? So this is the one of the most important function of the. It means some special function of the ballast we can call. Understand or no? So these are the different functions of ballast in railway track, and we have been discussed that different types of ballast based upon the material which are using, like concrete ballast, brick, broken stone ballast, sand ballast, muram ballast, gravel ballast, earth ballast. So like that, we are having based upon the material which we are using as a ballast. The ballast have been classified into different types. So this is about ballast. Thank you guys.